Welcome to Florida's Gulf Coast, where Bay News 9 is your source for local breaking news and weather 24 hours a day. Severe weather coverage and preparation is the most important information we can provide you. In an effort to minimize damage during a hurricane, Bay News 9 presents to you this complimentary DVD. In it, you will see the effects of a hurricane and what you can do to stay safe. Thanks for watching. Over the years, Florida hurricanes have been responsible for countless dollars in damage. Fortunately, Bay News 9's weather experts, utilizing Pinpoint Doppler 9000 along with public awareness and preparation, are helping to reduce loss. Do you know what life would be like if a hurricane threatened Florida's Gulf Coast? Would you know what to do or where to go? The following is a dramatization of what might happen if a Category 3 hurricane was to threaten Bay Area shores. There are 5 categories of hurricanes. If a Category 3 storm hit our shores, it would have sustained winds from 111 to 130 miles per hour. Typically, it would cause extensive damage, serious flooding, and large amounts of debris. You should know the last time a Category 3 hurricane hit our area was back in 1921. Category 3 hurricanes, though powerful, are rare. Still, it's important you are prepared for any category of hurricane or tropical storm. Timing is key to staying alive, and whenever severe weather threatens our area, turn to Bay News 9. Bay News 9's weather experts will be here around the clock, providing up-to-the-minute and accurate weather information using the country's most advanced forecasting technology. Bay News 9 weather forecasts are so reliable that area schools and the Red Cross trust Bay News 9 as their official emergency severe weather provider. Our mock hurricane scenario begins 24 hours before landfall, 12 p.m. noon on Tuesday. The eye sits 160 miles to the southwest of the Bay Area coast. At this point, evacuation orders are issued for people most at risk, which includes low-lying coastal areas and people living in mobile homes. Several dangers are associated with hurricanes: storm surge, flooding, and tornadoes. And even though landfall is a day away, prepare for winds to dramatically increase to hurricane strength and heavy rain to pelt down. If you live in an evacuation zone, time can really make a difference. Storm surge flooding will begin in the next 12 to 18 hours. This means most coastal area escape routes could be underwater 5 hours before the hurricane makes landfall. Make sure you get a head start on the evacuation. Watch Bay News 9 for traffic reports and evacuation orders for your area. Do you know where to go during an evacuation? Be certain you know where you are and where you are going beforehand. You can find all evacuation zones and routes on baynews9.com. Go to weather, you'll find evacuation information in the Hurricane Resources section. Let's move the clock forward on our fictitious hurricane to 12 p.m. Wednesday, landfall. At this time, most coastal areas will be ghost towns due to mandatory evacuations. Flooding, torrential rain, and storm surge could prevent any last-minute evacuation attempts. Bridges like the Sunshine Skyway will have been shut down, and hurricane winds will be pushing water up on shore. Remember, any person trying to stand or walk in these winds could be blown away. Staying informed on current and future weather conditions is crucial. Be sure to make the weather a part of breakfast, lunch, and dinner so you can stay informed about what's heading our way. For the most reliable severe weather information, watch Bay News 9. During severe weather, Bay News 9 will always be there to provide you with the latest weather updates and safety information. In addition to your TV, you can hear Bay News 9 on the radio. Several radio stations will carry a live simulcast of Bay News 9. For a list of stations, go to baynews9.com, select weather, then look for Hurricane Resources. There you'll find a list of affiliated radio stations. 5 p.m. Wednesday, our fictitious hurricane makes its way across land, setting its sights just north of Tampa Bay. As the storm slowly treks inland, the winds would decrease only a little to 110 miles per hour. Storm surge will cause bay waters to rise as much as 12 feet, not to mention 10 to 15 inches of rain, causing lakes and rivers to expand beyond bankfold. 12 a.m. Thursday. The danger isn't over yet. Our fictitious storm may be losing strength, but it's still a threat. At this point, our hurricane might be downgraded to a tropical storm. But a tropical storm can still produce upwards of 6 inches of rain and deliver strong winds close to 70 miles per hour that can snap tree limbs, tear apart screens, rip roofs off mobile homes, and topple power lines. When the storm moves out, the cleanup process begins. Many people in the area could be without power. Traveling will be sketchy, and phone lines and cell phones could be out. Be prepared for the cleanup to take days, weeks, or in some areas, months. You've just seen what could happen if our fictitious hurricane ever threatened our area. Now let's talk about evacuation, supplies, and securing your home. First of all, if you don't live in an evacuation zone, you should try to ride the storm out from home. Extreme traffic makes evacuating a serious risk, so riding out the storm will help those who depend on the roads to escape. You can find all evacuation zones and routes on baynews9.com. Go to weather, you'll find evacuation information in the Hurricane Resources section. Knowing where you are, where you need to be, and how to get there is critical to practice before a hurricane threatens our shores. Remember, the roadways will most likely be a mess of panic and frustration before a storm. So don't leave the house without a plan. First, make sure everyone in your family knows where evacuation routes are. You can find them on baynews9.com. Second, practice your evacuation during the day and night, and more than once. Remember, the earlier you leave and the more you practice, the better. Your family's safety depends on it. Got pets? Most public shelters don't accept pets in the event of a hurricane. Find out what you can do to keep them safe at baynews9.com. You can find pet evacuation information under the Hurricane Resources section. And to see more information about what you can do for your pet during hurricane season, visit Baynews 9 On Demand Digital Channel 342. It's free and informative. Making sure your home is secure before a storm is something you can do right now. Don't wait. Boarding up windows and tying up loose ends can make a big difference. Go to your local hardware store today and stock up on fasteners and wood. If you need help, most hardware and home supply stores will offer assistance, and they can usually cut wood to fit your specifications. Important, don't leave windows open during a hurricane. This is a myth and not true. Leaving windows open will only let in rain and flying debris. After you have secured the outside of your home, find a nice safe place inside with no windows. Make sure you have plenty of supplies. That is very important to remember. A hurricane can create a lot of work for emergency workers. And in the event you need help, it might not get there right away. For a complete list of what you should have ready during severe weather, visit baynews9.com. Just go to weather and look for the hurricane information section. There you'll be able to find a hurricane checklist. Also, Baynews 9 On Demand Channel 342 will show you more on what you can do to secure your property. Baynews 9 On Demand Channel 342 is free and exclusive to Bright House Networks. Baynews 9 puts your safety first during severe weather. That's why you can count on non-stop coverage of severe weather from Baynews 9 and the weather experts. The schools you trust with your children and the emergency workers you count on during a disaster get their severe weather alerts from Baynews 9. Baynews 9 is proud to be the official provider of emergency alerts for area schools and Red Cross. Plus, we have the largest fiber connection to all area EOCs, Emergency Operation Centers. They look to Baynews 9 as their primary link in keeping the public informed during emergency situations. And don't forget about baynews9.com for additional weather tools and information, including the latest evacuation routes and zones, advanced hurricane tracking tools, and updated preparation instructions, including supplies and a list of radio stations that simulcast Baynews 9 during severe weather. Additional home preparation video instructions are available free on Baynews 9 On Demand Channel 342 during hurricane season. Always on, never off. That's the Baynews 9 weather experts' promise during severe weather. Baynews 9, your news channel, only on Bright House Networks.